Two countries, two democracies. Total number for one country is 543, majority mark is 272. For the other country, the total number is 538 and the winning number is 270. In both countries, a national election is fought locally with different issues animating voters in different states. In both countries, leaders need to keep their loyal base of supporters happy while keeping their tent open to attract undecided, independent-minded people. But the path to 272 in one country is slightly different from the path to 270 in the other country. In this video, we will highlight the differences between the electoral methods followed in the world's largest democracy and the world's oldest democracy. We will also discuss briefly what is the most plausible winning strategy in each country. Let's look at the world's largest democracy first. Here, direct elections are contested in 543 seats located all over the country. For each seat, different candidates from different political parties file their nominations, and whoever gets the most number of votes in a particular constituency wins the seat for that constituency. This is often described as the first past the post system. There is no post, however. A candidate just needs to get the most number of votes cast in their favor in that constituency to win the seat. Remember, all candidates either belong to a political party or have declared themselves to be independent. When the names of the 543 winning candidates have been declared, it is ascertained based on political party affiliation whether any single political party has managed to cross the magic figure of 272 or not. If yes, the winning candidates of that political party decide collectively who their leader is going to be, and this person usually becomes the Prime Minister of the country. If no single party has reached the majority mark by themselves, then the winning candidates from multiple political parties agree to enter into an alliance. Sometimes this alliance is formed even before the first ballot is cast, and collectively these winning candidates decide who the leader of this alliance is going to be, and usually this person becomes the Prime Minister of the country. Now, the important point to remember here is that this country is extremely big, and the 543 seats are spread out over areas of wide-ranging diversity. Each seat is tightly contested, often fought on local issues, and requires a lot of dedicated effort to secure electoral victory. Now, as so many NRIs must have thought, let's move from the world's largest democracy to the world's oldest democracy. Here, people across 50 states cast their ballot and usually have to choose between two major candidates belonging to the two biggest political parties in that country. Before the election between candidates from rival parties, there is also an election known as primaries fought within the party, where citizens of the world's oldest democracy often can cast their votes to decide who the candidate representing a particular political party will be to contest the election for a particular political post like president or senator or mayor, etc. Interesting thing here is, as opposed to a seat-by-seat fight in the earlier example, here the fight, at least in the presidential election, is on a state-by-state basis. If a candidate gets the most votes in a particular state, they usually secure all the electoral college votes allotted to that particular state. Yes, here we need to explain the meaning of the word electoral college. Without getting into too much constitutional detail and arguing for or against the electoral college, we can do that in a different video. We have to understand that the different states in the world's oldest democracy have been allocated a different number of electoral college votes. This is calculated by adding 2 votes because each state has 2 senators and 1 vote for each of its representatives that it sends to the House of Representatives. The number of representatives each state sends to the House of Representatives in turn is decided on the basis of the census. So logically, the state with the highest population always has the most number of electoral college votes. This is true even for the world's largest democracy. Let us take the example of the largest state in each of these two countries. In the world's largest democracy, the largest state has 80 seats for the general election, while in the world's oldest democracy, the largest state has 54 electoral college votes for election for the post of the president. But the similarities end here. To win a majority in the largest state of the largest democracy, a particular political party needs to win in a majority of the seats present in that state. Remember, winning each seat requires the candidate to get more votes than the other candidates who are also trying to win the election. So if candidates of a particular political party get the most number of votes in 50 out of the 80 seats in that state, they get 50 out of the 272 seats they require to reach the majority mark. In the world's oldest democracy, the election is fought usually between two major candidates. I've already said that. They compete to get the most number of popular votes, that is, votes cast directly by individual voters across the entire state, and whichever candidate gets the most number of popular votes in, say, the largest state, that candidate secures all 54 electoral college votes allocated to that state. So this political party has secured 54 out of the 270 electoral college votes it requires to win the election. This electoral system can be described as a winner-take-all system. I hope I was able to make it easy to understand. Now, what makes the election even more interesting in the world's oldest democracy is that some states can be cautiously labeled as safe states for each political party based on their historical voting tendencies. In colloquial language, based on the colors usually ascribed to the two major political parties in that country, states can be described as either red states or blue states, but again, cautiously. In the world's largest democracy, however, no state comes to mind that can be considered with absolute certainty to be safe for a single political party. In contrast, the largest state by population in the world's oldest democracy reliably votes for the blue party, while the largest state by landmass area in the world's oldest democracy reliably votes for the red party. The need for caution, however, is always advisable, as no state's popular political opinion should be taken for granted and is always liable to shift from red to blue or from blue to red. This brings us to the other group of states which from the very outset cannot be reliably considered as safe for either political party. These are often referred to as swing states or battleground states, signifying that the decisive electoral battle will be fought in these states. Even if a candidate wins a state by just 500 more popular votes than his nearest rival, they secure all the electoral college votes allocated to that particular state. Hence, the need to understand the electoral college map is of paramount importance. I have explained the electoral college map in different videos on this channel. A candidate must understand which states reliably vote for their own political party. The candidate needs to check if any of these states are susceptible to switching allegiances. If yes, the candidate should focus on ensuring that this does not happen. If no, all energy should be directed at winning as many battleground states as is possible. An effort should be made to convince some of the opponent's strongholds to change their allegiance. This is the winning strategy in the world's oldest democracy. Let us look at the 2020 election as an example. All the reliably blue states remained blue, and some reliably red states like state A and state G also turned blue, albeit by a slim margin, especially in state G. Result, the blue candidate was able to win with a comfortable majority in the electoral college. In 2024, the odds seem to be favoring the red candidate because many reliably blue-leaning states seem to be susceptible to a switch to the red side, and none of the red-leaning states seem to be likely to switch to the blue side. Full disclosure here, I have no stake in this fight, and am far from being an expert on this topic. In fact, many times my predictions have turned out to be completely inaccurate. I am just a curious observer because this particular online video app using which you are watching me rant incoherently was developed in the world's oldest democracy. Having said all that, I will be extremely surprised if the red candidate does not win the presidential election in 2024. All signs point towards the red candidate becoming the next president of the world's oldest democracy. And when I say all signs, I am only talking about what my gut is telling me, what my gut says. So just to recap, winning strategy in the world's oldest democracy is to ensure none of your loyal states swing to the other side, Try to win as many battleground states as is possible, and if possible, win some of the states that your opponent thought were going to remain loyal to them. Above all else, do not get distracted by the prospect of getting the most votes cast by the people, also known as the popular vote. Focus on getting to 270 electoral college votes instead. What is the strategy of winning general elections in the world's largest democracy? Easy. Ensure each candidate is able to run a campaign to get more votes than their rivals in each seat, and hope that there are at least 272 such candidates belonging to your own political party. I know it looks like an extremely oversimplified strategy, but it is notoriously difficult to implement. I hope you liked this video where I compared key attributes of the biggest elections held in the two biggest democracies in the world. Thank you for watching this video. I am curious to know whether you want me to make more videos on topics like this, and if I do make such videos, should I speak in German, Hindi, English or Bengali? Let me know in the comment section. Take care, bye bye, and please don't forget to be awesome. Vergiss nicht, großartig zu sein.